How's it going, Hardwood fans? Welcome to the second episode of Hardwood Heroes Season 9. As always, I'm your host, Nick Niehausen. Although the weather might have canceled a handful of games this week, we still have a jam-packed show for you that I know you all can't wait to see. So let's get it started. Tonight we have two familiar segments making their way back into the show, Rebound and Jump Ball. I'll explain those later if you're new to the program. Once again, I'll be joined by Taylor Nimmo and Thomas Garvrick as they will have this week's Heroes of the Week. Like I said, we have so much for you guys, so no more waiting. Let's get to the standings for the TVC Ohio and Hocking. Let's start off in the Ohio for the girls. The Vinton County Lady Vikings remain perfect and in first place. The Lady Buckeyes are right on their heels, though, with a 5-1 conference record, and right behind them in third place is the Alexander Lady Spartans. Moving to the boys, Vinton County heads the division with just one conference loss. Alexander is right behind them as they took care of Nelsonville York Buckeyes this week. NY finds himself in last place, tied with Meigs with a 1-5 conference record. Now into the Hocking. Just like Vinton County, the Waterford Lady Wildcats are perfect in the conference and don't seem to be looking back anytime soon. Eastern is settled in at second place, and the Belpre Lady Golden Eagles jumped Federal Hocking for third place as they both have 6 conference wins. For the boys, Waterford and Trimble are still tied with just one loss in conference, and Fed Hoc is accompanied by Eastern at the bottom of the Hocking, both with 6 losses. Now kicking off the show is the team just down the road, the Athens Bulldogs. Both the boys and girls are struggling as of recent, and lead reporter Nick Orsini joins me on desk to recap this week for the Bulldogs.
Another week in the Plains, Nick, and another up and down one for the boys and the girls. A cancellation against Morgan on Tuesday gave the boys just one game this week. They hit the road to face the Meigs Marauders. And the Bulldogs bested the Marauders 54-45 back on December 12th in a back-and-forth contest. Since then, the Bulldogs are just 1-7. Meigs started the game on an 11-0 run, but Athens fought back to just a 4-point deficit at the end of the first quarter. The second quarter was all Athens as they outscored the Marauders 20-4 and never looked back. Athens coasted to a 66-41 victory, snapping their 3-game losing streak. It was the first time since their first matchup that Athens held their opponents under 50 points. Logan Maxfield led all Bulldogs with 17 points. To say this win for Athens was much needed is an understatement. The biggest news, though, from this game is the injury to Captain Dalton Kozart. He injured his ankle in the third quarter and did not return. We will keep you updated on his status as Athens continues their 5-game away stretch with their next stop in MacArthur against top seed Vinton County.
So the boys, they snapped their 3-game losing streak with a convincing victory over Meigs. The girls came into this week with a 6-game losing streak. Were they successful in snapping their losing streak just like the boys?
It was another step in the wrong direction for the Lady Bulldogs. This week, as their only game was a visit from undefeated Vinton County. The Bulldogs currently are on a 7-game losing streak, and with the cancellations of games, have played just 3 games in 3 weeks. Facing the top seed in the TVC Ohio is no simple task, but the Dogs never quit despite the lopsided 92-29 defeat. Emma Harder led the Bulldogs with 10 points and turnovers. They plagued the Lady Bulldogs again as Vinton County forced 32. Coming out of the locker room, though, every single Bulldog had this fierce, passionate look in their eyes. Their defense started forcing turnovers, leading to points to end the game on a high note. I know right now it looks very gloom for the Lady Bulldogs and their fans. With 6 games left, 3 at home and 3 on the road, if they start those games with that intensity and vicious defense that I saw, they can put up a battle with their opponents.
Yeah, with only a handful of games remaining, the boys and girls, we will keep an eye out to see if they can pick up more wins to get momentum heading into the postseason. Thanks for the great work, Nick. Now, we're bringing back a segment called Rebound. Nelsonville York lead reporter Nate Busilla joins me on desk. I'm going to say a phrase, and he'll have to give me one word to describe it. All right, we'll start with the girls team. Give me one word for the Lady Buckeyes for the rest of this season.
Nick, my word for you is finish. Not just today, as they're tipping off with the undefeated Notre Dame Lady Titans at the time of this recording, but the rest of the season, they got to finish. You're probably thinking, obviously they have to finish. Everyone does. And you're right. Check out their final 3 games of the season. At Vinton County, at Meigs, then finally a home game against Alexander. Add the Lady Buckeyes to that equation, and you have yourself the top 4 teams in the Ohio. They're 1 game behind Vinton County, as the Lady Vikings are the only team that has beaten Nelsonville in conference all year. The ladies bounced back to beat Meigs by 2 and Alexander by 4. Those 3 games were decided by a combined 10 points, showing just how close this conference race is turning out to be.
I'm confident. I know you're confident to find that the Lady Buckeyes, they'll find themselves at the top, but at the end, they really do have to finish strong. You're completely correct with that. And I know all of us here are looking to see how this conference turns out, but for the boys, their season has been kind of different. So what's your one word to describe the boys this year?
I'm going to have to go with young. Maybe not in the sense of age, but young in experience. This is a team that lost 3 starters to graduation and another to football, leaving Justin Perry and Ethan Boyer as the only returning players that really played significant minutes last year. Their play shows this inexperience at times, as it did in Friday's turnover-ridden 64-48 loss to Alexander. But like we talked about last show, their schedule is about to heat up, if the snow allows it. I'm going to cheat here for a second, Nick, throw out another word at you. Stunners, as in young stunners. They may be young and inexperienced, but they have athleticism and stunned league leader Vinton County earlier this year in overtime. It's a little too late for them to be a threat in conference, but come tournament time, I could see these young stunners pulling off an unexpected win or two.
Yeah, I know. As a college basketball fan like myself, I'm always rooting for an upset come tournament time. But Nate, you had one job, one word, and you threw 2 at us, but we'll thank you for the good work anyways. Now let's get to basketball. The Lady Wildcats keep rolling, and one Lady Wildcat put her name in the history book. The boys are starting to gel and remain atop the Hawking. Waterford reporters Nick Mullins and Connor Mills are here to break it down.
Nick, with all the snow this past weekend, the girls were outside sledding more than they were in the gym practicing.
Connor, that did not stop the Lady Wildcats, who haven't played in 7 days. They were able to take down Federal Hawking 55-23.
Both teams struggled out of the gate, but things would get exciting in no time.
Yes, it would. With 30 seconds left in the first quarter, Allie Kern leads the break and finds a cutting Megan Ball, who finds herself in the history book as she reaches a career milestone of 1,000 points. This historic moment came as a surprise for an unsuspecting Megan Ball.
I thought I was extremely far away. After missing 12 games my sophomore year, I knew I probably was pretty far away. I just didn't know.
Nick, it's only fitting Allie assists Megan. That's a 2,000-point connection. Waterford closed quarter 1 leading 17-2 and 28-10 going into halftime.
Waterford would come out of the half with a lot more energy, as after 3 they would lead 46-17.
They'd only score 7 in the fourth, their lowest scoring game of the season.
Yeah, Ball finished with 15 points. Allie added 18, and Connor, I have a fun fact for you. Both Allie and Megan scored their 1,000th career point against Federal Hawking.
So the girls, they're doing what they do. But is the Hawking still the boys to lose?
Yeah, going into Monday, Nick, the boys had not played a game in 6 days. That night, they lost to Grandview Heights 56-53, snapping their 4-game winning streak.
It was a different story Friday night. The boys bounced back to beat Belpre 69-48. Travis Potmeyer dominated inside and out, getting to the line 5 times. He led all scorers with 20 points, while Bryce Hilverding contributed 18 of his own.
Yeah, Connor, Hilverding was not missing from beyond the arc. He was lights out and gave Waterford a spark throughout the night. This team has 7 seniors. Potmeyer and Hilverding are the only ones that saw important minutes last year. Those 2 are starting to shine as leaders on this team.
They're starting to put it together at the right time, and now look ahead to Miller on Tuesday.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Waterford will be slowing down anytime soon. Thanks for the great work, guys. With all of these recent game cancellations, it is more important than ever to follow us on Twitter. We tweet out all updates on what games are postponed and when they will be played. And we also tweet out updates on games that go on as scheduled. So don't wait. Pull out your phone, go to our page, and hit that follow button for all the info you'll ever need for TVC basketball. Federal Hawking had an uphill battle this week, but that won't stop them. Reporter Rebecca Markovitz is on desk to fill us in on some Lancer basketball.
Well, Nick, the Lancers were supposed to play Eastern this week, but like many other games, the game was postponed due to inclement weather. The game was rescheduled to February 15th at Eastern High School. However, they did play Miller this past Friday and lost 59-31. Now, we were able to talk to FedHawks' new coach, Coach Kevin Dunnigan, about some of the players on the team. Sophomore Brad Russell is consistent. He gets buckets and he gets rebounds. Freshman Hunter Smith. He's quick and athletic coming off football season and is adjusting well to his starting role. According to Coach Dunnigan, this next player, Nate Massey, is known as Porky to a lot of people. If I were his component, I might have beef with this man as he averages 25 points a game. Coach Dunnigan said his goal is to have 3 to 4 guys in double figures every game. With play we've seen that from Russell and Smith and Massey, it's an achievable goal.
Well, it looks like it, Rebecca. Speaking of achievements, what did the Lady Lancers bring to the court?
Well, like Nick and Connor said, Waterford beat Federal Hawking 55-23. But they've achieved something they may not have written in their game plan. The Lancers kept Waterford to their lowest scoring game this season. Coach Tolson said the Lady Lancers gave Waterford everything they wanted. The girls played with effort, they played physical, and they put up a good fight on defense. Where they struggled was on offense. They were well under their average for shots in a game and forced to shoot from the outside. They are able to bring the ball up the court, but when it came down to actually putting the ball in the basket, they just fell short. Hannah Dunphy and Paige Tolson are usually top scorers, but Tolson was scoreless and Dunphy only put up 2 points. It was Kylie Table who had the most points. She scored 12, 2 of them being 3-pointers. The Lancers' loss against Waterford has dropped them to 4th place, but Coach Tolson said if they play with the same effort they did this game, then they can play with anyone in the TVC Hawking.
Yeah, it sounds like they're still in the running for the top 3. Hopefully there won't be any more snow rolling into next week, as both squads will take on South Gallia for the second time. Thanks, Rebecca. Now we are going to go right down the street to Albany, where the Spartans and Lady Spartans are both in the midst of their seasons. I am with Alexander reporter Maggie Shandrick to give us an update.
That's right, Nick. Both squads are pulling out their weapons in this tight race for the TVC Ohio title. But as always, ladies first. As everyone mentioned the game cancellations, the Lady Spartans were lucky enough to get their game in Wednesday night against the Warren Lady Warriors. After Warren handed a loss to Alexander last season, the girls were looking for revenge. The Lady Spartans went into halftime down 3 points, but after a strong third quarter, they were in the lead entering the fourth. It was a back and forth quarter, and the Lady Spartans had a few opportunities to seal the victory, but they couldn't knock down those crucial free throws, and Warren took advantage of that and ended up taking home the W 49-46.
Now that's a tough loss for Alex, and it looks like they have a pretty important game to come in this Monday. How are the Lady Spartans going to bounce back?
Nick, they have maybe one of their biggest games all season as they travel to Vinton County. They lost to the Lady Vikings earlier this season and need to win this one. The girls just need to handle the pressure, play their game, and take care of business.
Yeah, I know that that'll be a great game to watch. I'm excited to see who takes home the dub, but how about for the boys of Alexander?
They had one game this week against Nelsonville York, a team they beat 82-45 earlier this season. It was the same story Friday night as the Spartans defeated the Buckeyes 64-48. But the important story that came out of Friday's victory was the comeback of sophomore Stone Markins-Irwin. This young future stud suffered a shoulder injury before the season started and hasn't stepped on the court in the red and black since last year. And the first time he touched the ball, he splashed a 3-pointer at the buzzer to end the first quarter. With Markins-Irwin back, this adds height to the team and is another player the Spartans can rely on to make big plays. He finished his first game back with 5 points, and Dylan Meckham chalked up a double-double and led all scorers with 20 points and 11 rebounds. The Spartans have a 3-game week next week, starting with Warren on Tuesday, a TVC matchup with River Valley on Friday, and then Waterford on Saturday.
Yeah, I know it's nice to see those Spartans finding success as they climb their way to the top of the TVC Ohio. Thanks, Maggie. So we have a bunch of game footage on the show each week, but if you're impatient like myself, you're going to want to see footage as soon as the game ends. So make sure to check out all of our recaps on YouTube each night. You can find games from all 18 of our teams throughout the week, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel, WOUB PBS. From all the shots, to defensive drills, to even all the down and backs, practice makes perfect. And I'm joined now with online host Tommy Garvrick, who went behind the scenes to show what goes on before game day.
Nick, we're not talking about a game, we're talking about practice. It's been a while since I've been on the hardwood, so I called up Coach Bob Cassidy and the Nelsonville York Lady Buckeyes to see what a typical practice looks like and if I could turn back the clock. What's up, Hardwood fans? I'm here in Nelsonville, York, where I will be practicing with the Lady Buckeyes today. I am joined with the man, he runs it all, Head Coach Bob Cassidy. Coach, thanks for having me, but I need to tell you, I have not been a part of an organized basketball team since the 8th grade, so that's why I'm wearing all black today, because it's probably going to be my funeral, but that's okay. It's going to be a lot of fun, but before we get started, what should I expect today in practice?
I'm just looking forward to see what you got. I think the girls are too. I think they're looking tough.
All right, sounds good. We're going to roll right into it.
Soren, get down in here. Down in, help side, we're man down. Down in, protect paint, rebound it. Shot, Mayor.
Oh, look at that dime. Safety back here, reading.
You got a trap, Too close people trap, too close people trap. Out of bounds. 3-1 white. 3-1 white.
Get in there. That's an air ball. That's why I don't play. A women's ball is very hard, but I'm not gonna lie, the air ball, that was bad. Normally, I'm a sharpshooter. They call me Steph Curry for a reason, but hey, I bounced back right there. Last one, that was nice. So, hey, stretch run, we got about a little over an hour left. So let's get it done.
Because there, we got to take away that pass and that pass, and someone else has these two. All right, we got top. And coach has passes. Once it gets to 10, we're trying to score. Here we go.
Oh, that's a foul, and one, let's go. And one. That's a wrap here from Nelsonville. Coach Cass, thanks for having me. I survived, and that's all we got for you for now. And I'm reminding you to be heroic. Again, a big thanks to Coach Cass and the Lady Buckeyes for letting me get an inside scoop and not embarrassing me too much. Also, a shout out to NY lead reporter Nate Busilla, who did an awesome job shooting this for me.
You know, man, it looked like you didn't even miss a step out there, other than when Coach Cass almost pinned you on the backboard. Great work, Tommy, and stay tuned as he and Taylor will be back once again with their 2 Heroes of the Week to close the show. Now, you can find Hardwood on almost all social media outlets, but my favorite has got to be Snapchat. Add us with the username Hardwood Heroes. You can see snaps of the studio and staff, and now there will be a Snapchat game of the night each night when we head out to games, so if you're wilding out in the stands, you might just make it on our Snapchat. Now let's get back to the good stuff, basketball. The Megs Marauders had 5 games canceled this week due to the snow. Megs reporter Taylor Pacelli keeps us to date with where the Marauders are now.
That's right, Nick. Megs High School was closed Monday through Thursday this week because of the winter weather. The Lady Marauders were supposed to play on Monday night, but it was rescheduled for February 10th. And on Thursday, they were supposed to play Wellston, and that game has now been moved to February 2nd. After the Thursday game cancellation, Coach Jared Kaysen decided to hold practice for those who can make it safely to the gym. All varsity players showed up ready to go. At practice, the girls worked on shooting, ball handling, and free throws. Coach Kaysen says the girls will be ready for their games next week and that they are just glad to be back in the gym. Having missed 2 games and multiple days of practice this week, the Lady Marauders will need to bring their A game for a win against Athens on Monday night, followed by an away game against River Valley on Thursday.
So the girls, they missed 2 of their games this week, Taylor. Now, what went on with the guys?
The boys had the same path as the girls, having 3 games canceled this week, but they did play Friday night. The Marauders did not have practice before their game this week, and it showed on Friday as they lost to Athens. Megs had the lead in the first quarter of the game, 17-13, but after that, things went downhill. Megs lost 66-41, moving their record to 2-10. This record, however, represents how they played without their top talent. Coach Ed Fry mentioned how they knew going into the game it was going to be a tough night because of the weather delays this week. The Marauders are having a rough patch with 2 starters ineligible to play the rest of the season. Losing Cooper Darst and Christian Maddox this season is causing a lack of experience on the court, forcing sophomore Weston Bear and junior Zach Bartram to step up. Once practice starts again this week, the boys will gain more experience and hope for a brighter future. The Marauders will have a chance at making a comeback, Nick, but the boys will have to get back to practice first.
Yeah, they definitely do, Taylor, and the boys will have their chance soon enough playing Nelsonville York Tuesday night. Great work this week. The Eastern Lady Eagles sit at 2nd place in the Hawking with a 6-2 conference record. I'm joined by Eastern reporter Nate Moore to give us insight on Eastern's success.
Nick, Eastern's success boils down to one word: defense. One of the main things that Coach Parker stresses to his teams year in and year out is to play fast-paced, high-pressure defense no matter who the opponent is. This season, the Lady Eagles are in the top 5 in scoring defense, holding opponents to a mere 43 points per game. With their full court and half court press to their extreme ball pressure, the Lady Eagles feast on opponent mistakes. It's a good thing too, because this upcoming stretch of games is going to be a tough one, as they play Belpre, Megs, and Miller, all who have 7 or more wins on the year. When talking to Coach Parker yesterday, he said, "We have to worry about us. We have to focus on what we do it well, and everything else should fall into place." Nick, this stretch of games is definitely going to test the Lady Eagles to the limit.
It'll certainly be a tough one. Switching over to the boys, what can you tell us about their season?
This year hasn't been exactly the one that Eagles were hoping for when entering the season, but right now they find themselves at 8th in the Hawking. However, the biggest mistake a person can make about this team is to think they're a pushover. Every time the Eagles hit the court, they strap up their laces, play to the whistle, and give everything they got. At the helm of this team, point guard Sharp Facemeyer. Starting for the second straight year, Facemeyer leads by actions rather than his words. While Facemeyer might not be as talented as his opponents, the one advantage he always carries is the amount of effort he gives in and night out. When speaking to coach after Friday's night loss to Trimble, he said, Char gives up a lot in height, but he doesn't give up much in heart. He's got a lot of heart and he plays his butt off. Eastern's not having success right now, but the Eagles are definitely a team that can upset anyone on the right night.
Yeah, it's no question that Eastern is definitely a team that can't be taken lightly. Thanks for the work, Nate. Back over to the TVC Ohio. One team seems to be running away with the girls' title. I'm joined on desk by Vinton County reporter Noah Wolf to look at another successful week for the undefeated Lady Vikings.
Nick, Monday's game at Crooksville and Wednesday's game at Uniota were both postponed. Vinton County didn't have school on Thursday, but that didn't stop the Lady Vikings traveling to Athens to take on the Lady Bulldogs. And you know what else didn't stop them? The Lady Bulldogs. Vinton County put up a whopping 92 points on Athens, and they rolled to a 63-point victory on Thursday night. They were led by freshman Morgan Bentley with her 19 points. Her sister Cassie had 17 points and 10 rebounds for a double-double. Emily and Aaron Jones and Lexi Erickson all scored in double figures as well. At halftime, they were up by 41, and Coach Rod Bentley put his 5 starters back on the floor and continued playing a full-court press.
We're just trying to win every possession. You know, I'm not trying to win the game. I'm trying to win every possession and just keep them focused and dialed in. You know, we've had a long time off, and we know that, you know, we got a huge game coming up Monday with Alexander, and we just been sure every possession, we wanted to win every possession.
Yeah, Coach Bentley and the Lady Vikings, they'll be a tough team to beat this season. And just like the girls, the Vinton County boys team is leading their division. Now, Noah's going to be staying on desk with me for a debate segment we like to call Jump Ball. It's a hypothetical. Who would win in a matchup between the TVC Ohio leading Vinton County Vikings and TVC Hawking leading Trimble Tomcats? And joining us now is Trimble lead reporter Paul Roth to give us his case for the Tomcats.
Well, Nick, first off, I just need to start with Randy Hickson. Now, this man, through 9 games, he's averaging 26 points per game. And through the first 3, he was getting 35 a game. I mean, he gets rebounds, he gets assists, he even takes the jump ball for this team.
Well, Randy Hickson is fine and all, but with Vinton County, they have a full team of players that can really make a difference. Nayland Yates is obviously the team leader in scoring and rebounds, but the team is more than Nayland. You know, Nayland was out the first 3 games, and Jake Speakman stepped up, scoring 42 points against Nelsonville York. But when Nayland Yates came back, he's put up 10 assists against Jackson. So that really shows the versatility of this team and how it can come from anywhere on the court.
Well, don't get me wrong, I did start with Randy Hickson, but there's more than just Randy Hickson. Right after him, you got Cam Kittle leading this team at point guard. He's good for, 10 points and 5 assists almost every game. In the game against Wahama where Randy had trouble, he only scored 9. Cam put up 19. This past Friday against Eastern, he had 13 and 5. Right after him, the man with the best basketball name I've heard of, Max Hooper. I mean, this guy's always fighting for those extra points. I mean, he consistently gets rebounds, and he's just a smaller guy. He really fights for it.
All right, but I haven't even talked about Bryce Dameron yet. He is a 6'8" beast in the post. He's just unstoppable. When he takes the ball to the hoop, there's no way that you can get past that, and Trimble doesn't have the size to match up against Dameron at 6'8".
Well, I believe Dameron would be tough for Trimble, especially defensively. He could lock down the paint. I think Randy Hickson is one of the best finishers, and he wouldn't have much trouble, but let's say he does. Right after that, Trimble, at any given time during the game, they have 4 3-point shooters on the court. I mean, Max Hooper's good for 1 a game. Cam Kittle's good for 1 a game. Bryce Richards, this past Friday, he had 4 threes on 4 attempts.
Vinton County has their fair share of 3 shooters as well. I mean, Nayland Yates can do it. Jake Speakman can do it. Nevin Yates can do it. Sean McCarty puts up a lot of 3s. So this is a team that's versatile in the 3s as well. We can do it in the paint and from the perimeter.
Even though, Noah, you look at the record, though, and through 9 games, Trimble is 6-3. Do you know what Vinton County was through 9 games? 5-4.
All right, you two. All right. I know you guys could go on forever about this because you guys both know your teams really well, but unfortunately, I have to cut you off and get on with the rest of our show. Too bad we won't see this matchup this season. Thanks for the lively discussion. Now, we've heard a lot about the boys of Trimble, but the Lady Tomcats have had their fair share of trouble so far this season. Paul, what's wrong with the Lady Tomcats?
Well, Nick, tragedy has struck this Lady Tomcats team, and it kicked them while they were down. After starting the season with only an already limited roster of just 7 players, Trimble is now down to 3. 3 girls went down with injuries during their game against Miller, and another one was deemed ineligible. It's a sad day for girls basketball in Gloucester, as we regret to inform you that the Lady Tomcats will not be continuing their season.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate for Trimble, and we wish them the best going forward. Thanks, Paul. So we broadcast on TV, but you know what another great invention was? The internet. Open your laptops, hit the browser, and go to WOUB/Heroes. You can find all of our content there, from video recaps to written stories to the actual show itself. It is your one-stop shop for all things Hardwood Heroes. Now it's about that time where we finally reveal our Heroes of the Week for this week. Our online hosts Taylor Nimmo and Thomas Garvick join me now.
I know that we get to do Heroes of the Week, but man, Taylor, I love jump ball. We have to make that happen.
Yeah, maybe even a little Hero of the Week jump ball. I love it, but let's not take away from our heroes this week. Starting out with the girls, we are calling out a hero who just became the newest member of an elite club. And yes, I'm talking about the 1,000-Point Club. Believe it or not, this girl isn't a member of the Big Baller brand, but she does share the last name. This week's Hero of the Week goes out to Megan Ball. Megan scored her 1,000th point in their game this week against Fedhawk. While this is a huge achievement for any player, Megan reached 1,000 despite missing 12 games her sophomore year. Ball uses her energy and length to her advantage, an outstanding defender because this girl is always giving 110%. She's got the hustle, and you better watch out because she explodes on offense, making her unstoppable when she drives to the basket. After the game, Megan said she was surprised to get it so soon. With the talent being so widely distributed, it's remarkable Ball was able to reach the mark when she shares the spotlight with another 1,000-point player, Allie Kern. So congrats to both of these Lady Wildcats. All that hard work is looking like it's paying off.
Wow, Taylor, it's amazing to see the Lady Wildcats continue to pile up those accolades. But over on the boys' side, I think this kid felt a bit snubbed last week, just like Damian Lillard has felt about not being in the All-Star game the past couple seasons. So I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to our boys Hero of the Week, Randy Hickson. Pound for pound, one of the best players in our coverage. He's one of my favorite guys to watch on tape because he can do so much. He's unstoppable in ISO situations, but where he makes his money is coming off ball screens and plays like this. He'll beat you to the cup and get to the free throw line at a high rate. This kid is so good that a 19.6 board and 5 assist stat sheet is considered an off night. I always can appreciate a kid who can score, but who can also facilitate for his teammates, and he does that for this Tomcat team. He continues to show why he's a 5-tool player every time he hits the court. And Taylor, like you said in our segment last week, he's the kind of kid that can shine in the brightest, in the biggest moments. So, looking forward for Trimble. For Hickson, I think put them against Waterford. I think he's going to do just fine.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and find out about that one, Tommy. But how about the Hawking this week, giving us both of our heroes this week?
They're unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's see if the Ohio will be able to steal the show next week, because it looks like they got to step up after this week. Both of our heroes straight out of the Hawking.
And I'm sure that our host, being a former Tomcat reporter, Nick, you just had to love seeing Randy Hickson be our hero of the week. Excuse me.
Yeah, you know, I love seeing the Tomcats getting recognized. You know, sometimes I feel like they do get snubbed, Randy Hickson, you know, Tyler Slack from last year, but it's finally time to see them get recognized. So thanks, guys. Well, that's all we have for this episode of Hardwood Heroes. As always, keep up with all of our midweek content. Go to our website, hit us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. Interact with us. We love hearing from all of the people from this area. So don't ever miss out on all of the TVC basketball you can ever need. Now, as always, until next week, I'm Nick Niehaus reminding you to be heroic.